we are looking live at the Rockingham Speedway. We are just about ready for the ANCS Carolina Dodge Dealers 300. Our first trip here to Rockingham Speedway with these new ANCS cars. And it's the Season 1 APCS champion Peter Onjak on the pole, lining up alongside Blair McKenzie. Yesterday in the APS race, we saw that the outside line was the line to be on. So could this favor the likes of McKenzie, Santiago, and Greenman off the start? What do you guys have to say on that point?
Well, there's been plenty of action to start the season. The Toyota Gazoo cars have been dominant, in particular. Nicholas Santiago getting the win last 2 weeks ago, actually. But, there's a lot of strong contenders at the front and even some shockers at the front. The 06 of Maverick McAlton and the 74 of Bulk Borger with some good qualifying runs here.
What we saw yesterday in the APS race is that you really have to work your overtakes. It's not like Denver, for example, where it's wide and sweeping and you can kind of low into a corner and breeze past your opponent. We saw in the closing laps of the APS race, I mean, Luna Bennington, what a performance holding on for those last 20 laps or so against cars that seem faster than her. It's that sort of race. If you hold your line right, make your opponent work for that overtake, you can come off very successful. So I wouldn't be surprised if the race winner is very much in these first few rows here and is just able to run a clean race out of trouble up front and then hunker down their position in the closing stages.
Definitely, indeed. A few other stories as we head through the field. As already mentioned, McAlton and Borger, both with very strong qualifying positions. Paul Pren Jr. Takes over the 57, making their USARC debut, and will roll off 13th. The 57-15 team has shown some really good pace. And further in the field, we'll see another start for Yevgeny Akhmafayev in the 77. He rolls off pretty deep. Virago Kitson in the 68. A few of these part-timer cars, and Lexi Herman rolling off 30th. That is going to be a struggle someday for her for sure. 41 cars in the field, so our second largest field, behind the 42 full field we had at Daytona. And we'll just be about ready here for the starting command. So we'll take you there for the ANCS Carolina Dodge Dealers 300. We are back here at Rockingham. The starting command is just a few moments away.
Drivers, start your engines!
And 41 engines roar to life here. And we'll take you through our top 10 for today. Peter Onjak, Season 1 APCS champion, will roll from the pole alongside Blair McKenzie, still searching for her first career USARC victory. Behind them, Benedict Murillo and last week's winner and second in points, Nicholas Santiago, followed by a pair of Blue Panther Dodges in Justin Whitmer and Anthony Greenman. Then behind Maverick McAlton and Bulk Borger, either of them could walk away with a very big result today. And rounding out the top 10 is your current points leader, Lotus Disparito, lining up alongside Stephen Colon. So the field is going to make their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace car pulls off. Stand by for action here in the Carolina Dodge Dealers 300 from Rockingham. Green flag is out here, and it's Onjak with the jump on McKenzie.
Great run into 1 for the 14 of Onjak, the 01 looking low.
The track a little bit, but it looks like that the 5 will be able to clear the 01 into turn 3.
There's that outside line you've been talking about. The 07 making a run trying to pass the 01 early on.
Whitmer's going to put it 3 wide briefly. And it will be 3 wide. Still a bit of contact there between Whitmer and And now it's going to be almost 3 wide for second. Still 3 wide between Santiago, Greenman, and Whitmer. They're practically bouncing off of each other. Let's look at the run from the 07 now.
And Onjak is already beginning to check out. Oh, trouble.
Oh, yeah, they're wrecking.
I think they saved it. I think it was Hawksworth.
Oh, wow, they did save it. I think it might have been Freeman or maybe Hawksworth. Could not tell, but there was certainly smoke. But for now, they kept it together. 42 does look a bit slow on the outside.
And you can see time marks there as well.
Yeah. As I was going to say, Onjak is doing what we saw in the APS race, the leader able to check out a little bit as the cars behind are battling off the start, but I think eventually they will be able to catch back up.
Greenman looking and taking all the way up to second here. A good start for him in that 15 machine.
As looking back at the field, Disparito currently doing battle with Volker Borger. It's Paul Pren Jr., the 57 on the move. He's to the inside of the LA.
Maverick McCulton, fair play, holding his own at the moment in the top 10, battling with the Season 2 APS champion Justin Whitmer around the outside into Turn 1.
We might see if he can try to pick off Benedict Ricardo as well, but I don't think he's got the momentum. He does not. So that's McCulton currently holding 6th position. That 18 is going backwards right now. So here comes Cologne around the outside.
Originally, like Borger was going to have a little peek down the inside of Cologne, but he's turned defense into attack. That 3 car, very strong start to the season for Cologne and Daytona Motorsports all the way around. Sitting around the top 10 in points, and another good run at Rockingham will really propel them into a good spot for the chase.
As McKenzie and Santiago do battle right now, Greenman has busied himself with trying to close back onto the 14 of Peter Onjak, but it is still that 14 who maintains about a second advantage out front. That's 3 wide there, Whitmer, Cologne, and McCulton.
Colton's got superior line. Whitmer backs out very early. Don't think that 18's all with him right now. Maybe struggling to get the tyres fired up slightly. Not the best start.
Not really look up to full song as Paul Pren Jr. trying to do defense from the likes of Kupski and Borger, as the 74 looks like he's starting to fade a little bit. And Cologne going to catch McCulton napping a little bit to the inside here in turn 3. But the 06 is going to be able to get the run and maintain the position.
Looks like the top 2 are really pulled away for now. McKenzie and Santiago just squabbling, and it's really holding up everyone else, especially if they want to try and track down those guys just in front of them.
Kupski trying to do the move on Paul Pren Jr., but it's Disparito now making the top roll and trying to get to the 40. 3 wide for a moment there between Fox Rigel and Bennington. Battling continuing just outside the top 20 as we look back up to the front. Santiago clear into 3rd rather, and Greenman still has not really made an impression on that 14.
No, I think
Peter Onjak has seemingly been on another level in this first stint here.
Yeah, I think Greenman's doing still a fairly decent, having a fairly decent innings right now in 2nd. I think that's a much needed run for that 15 team. Quite a slow start for like the PPM. Still a long way to go. We don't know how this race is going to fare in terms of tyre wear. So I'm sure Greenman will be very satisfied just to keep it running in 2nd for now if he can't catch that 14.
I think someone who will be very happy with holding position right now is Maverick McCulton. I believe that is currently in the top 5 for the Babylon Motorsports team. This would be a huge run. So yeah, he's currently running P5. It could be a huge run for that team as here comes Nicolas Santiago. He's not content with waiting around. He's trying to get around Greenman for 2nd.
A good run off of 2.
When McCulton, I think, got to the quarter panel of McKenzie there, almost made a bit of contact to the inside of Greenman. Goes Santiago for 2nd, but Greenman
not there.
off of 4.
Looking back further through the field, this is on the edge of a top 10. Bolt Borger holding on to the final spot now. Zachary DeLello currently third in points, having another semi-decent day here at the Rock. Still early on.
3 wide behind between Bennington, Kupski, and Pren. 57 now look like maybe fading a little bit, but the high line is still working for a second, though I think he got a bit loose. He's now under attack from Justin Henley and last week's winner, Ricky Freeman Jr.
And Freeman's going to send it 3 wide. This could be very risky. They're going to make it work. But looking back further through the field, not much to report here at the back. All very orderly fashion. Currently, Arthur Swab rounding off the field.
Santiago's going to try again on Greenman. The 07 has gotten to the back of the 15. And 3 wide between Rigel, Borger, and DeLello. Oh, and caution. I think there was a car up in the wall in turn 2.
Oh, we've had big trouble.
And there have been problems. There have been big problems. Huge wreck.
Oh, Paul Pren with a huge hit.
Boyles, Zeller, Sels, Herman, 2 weeks in a row. Austin Billion. Huge accident at Rockingham.
And what's happened? Wait. Okay, no. Okay. Our cameras just missed Greenman and Santiago. I thought for a second McKenzie was in second. But no. Herman, that is not what
Morgan
needed.
In it.
Morgan,
damage to the
Vargas.
0. There was one more car as well, I believe. It may have just been Seth Morgan.
I think it's a Mafayev, if we haven't already mentioned. The 77 has also been involved.
We've got some pit stops now. We're going to head down to our pit road reporter, Colin Darmody. Colin, what have you got for us?
Oh, the number 14 car, that is Peter Onjak. He's coming in. Onjak said the car feels all right. There could be a little bit of adjustments, but for the most part, that car is all right. Whitmer said that his car was absolutely awful. He's looking for some changes on this stop. Greenman also said it wasn't really complaining much. But otherwise, it's mainly Whitmer that's complaining about the car right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some adjustments on pit road as a result. Freeman's out very quickly.
Got a great stop.
Not enough.
No adjustments at all. 15 guys.
14 had to really back out of it there to, I think, avoid hitting the, I believe that was the 3 of Cologne, and I think Greenman might have won the race off pit road.
I think he did, yeah. The angle didn't catch it well.
Pit road for a while as well.
Yeah, Murdo's lost some spots here.
As is McGalton, the 06, as Hawksworth's got damage as well, I'm seeing 42.
I'm not entirely sure as to why, but I'm going to go down there and see if they can let me know on anything.
Alright. So now the running order has been a bit scrambled. Anthony Greenman, now your race leader, over Peter Onjak, Stephen Colon, Blair McKenzie, Santiago, Whitmer, Rigel, Desperito, and then DeLello and Murdo. We're going to take a look at what has brought the first caution of the day here at Rockingham.
So down the front stretch, we see Paul Pren, Luna Bennington, and Bennington just kind of gets on the quarter. Pren puts him into the wall, but then he slides down to Akhmafayev and just causes a huge pile-up. See Seltz involved, Seth Morgan, Paul Pren goes over, Orson Billion, Lexi Herman, a lot of decent drivers wrecked early.
We are back here from Rockingham. Obviously, a handful of DNFs from that one. Our most recent incident, those being Herman, Akhmafayev, Pren, Zeller, Voiles, Sels, and Orson Billion. Morgan and Vargas are now laps down, and those have been all of the main casualties from this one. Anthony Greenman, after a stellar stop from the Blue Panther Motorsports 15 team, is now going to find himself as the control car for this restart. Pace car is off, and we're going to see the green here, lap 22 of 79. Green flag back out here from Rockingham, and the 14 looked like he did not go.
Missed a shift, maybe.
Cologne's to the inside, but 14 going to be able to run the middle, and Onjak is going to move back into second, and now he wants the lead. Not quite going to be able to get it, though, into turn 3. adjustments on Whitmer's car a little bit as he's gotten to the outside of Jacques Miguel. This Burrito trying to follow. And the 18 just able to cut down in front of the 22. But out front, Greenman still holding over Onjak.
I think Onjak clearly has the faster car at the moment, though he's had a bad 1 and 2 there.
That's Cologne right back onto the bumper of the 14, but I don't think Cologne's really looking to make a move right now. So he is right there.
Here he goes.
He's going to go to the inside. But definitely the momentum not quite there, though the 14 kind of slid up mid-corner and the 3 nearly tagged. But that's backed up the 3 into the likes of the 5, the 07, and the 18. Kenzie, Santiago, and Edwin. As the field makes their way down the front straight, it's Miguel and Delello doing battle on the fringes of the top 10.
Looks like Greenman's starting to dispatch the 14 here, possibly.
Onjak looks like he's definitely going to have to focus more on Cologne and McKenzie behind as opposed to Greenman in front. As Santiago and Whitmer doing battle, the 07 easily maintaining the position, the 1 still looks a bit poor through the middle of turn 2 as here comes Cologne again trying on Onjak.
Once again, the outside line there a bit superior.
14 of Onjak kind of ran up the track, but then got the middle and rotated off much better than the 3. So Onjak clears Cologne into 1.
Looking through the field, we do have a number of slow cars. Those being Vargas, Morgan, and Ricky Freeman Jr. is really slow as well. Already half a lap down.
That is interesting because Freeman was not involved really in the last incident, so not quite sure why that 41 is struggling the way he is. Maybe our pit reporter Colin Dougherty can inform us on what might be happening with that 41.
Yeah, the 41 car of Freeman Jr. Was kind of, after the last stint, just fell off. So Freeman's not very happy about it on the radio, but they're going to look to make some adjustments once they come down the pits again.
Spotting a bit of damage on the 41 as well. Not quite sure where that came from. But here comes McKenzie on Cologne. And Santiago had a little peak there as well, but the 3 going to use the outside to maintain the position. And Onjak has reeled back in Anthony Greenman.
Also,
not
really
giving up.
Want to make an update on Paul Prent Jr. He's been checked and released. He's okay medically, but his ego's hurt a little bit from that one.
Thank you very much, Colin. Luna Bennington right now running just on the fringes of the top 10. Seems to have gotten away with that one. USARC officials not really seeing too much wrong with that incident. Bennington looking to turn what was a mediocre qualifying into a decent race here.
And got around the outside of Kupski and McAlton to, well, one teammate and one affiliated car. Those would be 2 overtakes done. As she was 1 spot closer to the top 10. And you see that Cologne tried to get a move done, but once again had a poor run off of 2. That's by McKenzie and Santiago into the picture, but Onjak maintained 2nd and we're catching lap traffic.
Yeah, I believe actually the camera's missed Ricky Freeman Jr. there. No, I see he's ahead. I thought he was behind for some reason. No, Seth Morgan and Vargas very slow as Onjak's having a peek.
Onjak had a look at Greenman, though the 15 able to defend. This is what we were talking about in the pre-race. These overtakes are not going to come easy as Onjak rather kind of crossed up Greenman, and then we'll get to the inside.
Outside is superior, but Onjak's doing a fairly decent job on the inside. This is going to allow Stephen Cologne here to catch up, as yeah, Onjak's just lost some momentum. He's going to have to slot back in for now.
And we are definitely catching Vargas and Morgan at a rate of not both cars involved in the last incident. So we'll see what role they might play in the outcome of this race. Cycling through the field, everyone else relatively orderly. But it's these three that have pulled away out front: Greenman, Onjak, and Cologne.
Enzi high in 3 and 4. Doesn't look like it's going to be too much of an issue.
It's Cologne now peeking to the outside of the 14 of Onjak, now going to tuck back in. And there's
Run
Seth
coming
Morgan.
from Onjak.
Onjak's not going to try to pull out and make a move. Oh, I think Onjak had a peek there. I think Greenman really backed up turn 4, anticipating Seth Morgan, and now Onjak's going to get boxed in.
This is interesting. Greenman using a former teammate here to make the 14's day a little bit harder.
McKenzie! Onjak got down in front of the 5, but it looked for some of McKenzie was going to that 3 wide with Morgan. And now Stephen Cologne is going to be the main challenger of the 15, and the 0 of Vargas is Cologne's teammate.
Oh, possible bit of gamesmanship here from Daytona Motorsports. Cologne's going to have a big chance here.
And yeah, the 0 just completely parked the bus in front of the 15. Cologne through to the lead.
And he's going to follow Greenman up the track. The 15 trying to look inside.
Greenman thought about a move, but Onjak got to the inside. I think that 15 is not very happy with the 0.
I would not blame him one bit for that one. But when he's had a bad 1 and 2 there, Greenman, he's really checked out.
And that's going to allow McKenzie now through as the 5 jumps to the inside of the 0. And now it's Peter Onjak versus Stephen Cologne. The face of this race has changed yet again.
Here he comes. What a run.
Onjak with a run on the inside. He's going to try to make the move into turn 1, but Cologne is going to slam the door shut. Stephen Cologne searching for that second career win, won in season 1 at Homestead.
He was very solid last season despite not winning. That was kind of the ace across the board for Daytona Motorsports. Didn't pick up a single win in the APS, or what was last season the APTS, the Premier USARC series, but looked very solid all round, and they've had a very promising start this season. Feels like only a matter of time before one of them picks up a win. Oh, sorry, of course, Vargas won at Daytona. What am I talking about? Cologne and Spurley though, yeah, it's only a matter of time. Obviously, Christian Vargas winning at Daytona, the only Daytona Motorsports driver to win this season, getting very feisty back here.
As Disparito has joined the party, so it's BPM versus TGR right now. These two teams have historically had quite a bit of off-track beef, but rare to see a bit of on-track fighting. As Blair McKenzie maintaining third, Santiago going to send it in, try to make the move stick on the inside.
Onjak right on the bumper of Cologne now. Has a peek into 1.
Santiago's move doesn't look like it's panned out yet. McKenzie's going to definitely get the run off of 2.
Cologne's really
I think
slow.
Santiago actually kind of got boxed in by Onjak, who I think had a poor exit off of 2. Brief 3 wide moment, and McKenzie now going to send it to the outside.
Oh, and a big run here from the 5 to the outside of Onjak.
McKenzie
And
wants
Cologne
second,
blocked.
and I think she's going to be eyeing the lead, but Cologne, I think, has it blocked, and Onjak and McKenzie nearly touch. I think the 3 really backed up the corner.
I think Onjak moved him out of the way.
It.
Yeah, it was definitely contact, but Onjak's the one who comes away off worse as he dives it in on McKenzie.
The driver of the 14 might be seeing a bit of red mist as McKenzie really struggled there through 3 and 4. Here comes Onjak for the lead.
Yeah, Cologne's not got the fastest car right now in the top 5. Possibly even the top 10. He's really backing up the field. I wonder if tyre wear's becoming a factor here on lap 46.
Don't look now, but at the very edge of the frame, you see that Pride number 4, Luna Bennington, has worked her way up here into this picture.
Currently having her own former teammate Anthony Greenman. Oh, and here comes Disparito into the mix.
Notice Disparito adding their name into this, as Santiago's the one who's jumped to the outside. And yeah, that 3 of Cologne looks really slow right now.
I think everyone's slowing down. I think there's a huge factor of tyre wear here. We're going to go down to pit. Oh, and there goes...
Oh, and I think Cologne might be trying to pit or something. He really slowed up there. And Onjack's now easily cleared to the lead.
We're not seeing any stops. I just think the tyre wear is that much of an issue. Colin Darmody is down at that number 3 team's box. Cologne staying anything? What are the team thinking right now, Colin?
Right now, no. I haven't heard anything, but I'm not by their box or anything. I'm just right outside of it. I think he's gonna come in maybe this. No, I guess not. So we don't know what the plan is for Cologne.
These cars are definitely looking like they're slowing down. So I think tire wear is definitely going to become a problem. I wonder if we're going to see something like Season 1 Atlanta if you cast your mind back to it, where everyone was kind of just surviving at the end on pouring tires. But we still have a long way to go. 31 laps, so I'd imagine we're going to see another stop in this one.
Yeah, you can tell this. Oh, that's close between Spurley and DeLello.
The 55 going to, I think, be able to maintain the position.
Yeah, there's some of these guys are really struggling. Oh, and in comes the 15.
Oh, and Greenman is going to come down pit road. He's pulled the trigger.
Anyone going to follow? I wonder if this is scheduled.
I would.
Greenman's coming in. This is probably to undercut the field.
As Darby said, I would imagine this is an undercut.
We'll have to see what he takes in regards to.
Cologne is coming in.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is going to be a huge pit stop for the outcome of this race.
Cologne's tires were falling off tremendously in those last couple laps. He had to come in.
It looks like these two are the only ones who've bitten the bullet so far, at least in this front group. 4 tyres for the 15. And he's offered away very nicely.
4 Fresh Eagles on the 15, the 3, also in the 00, 42 on Jack. Perseveres on for another lap, as is going to be most of this lead group. Luke Evans ducks down. This is going to be interesting, because these cars are a lot slower on the older rubber.
This is alternate strategy. This is really interesting.
As Cologne coming out of pit road, my only question is, if the 15 and 3 can't find clean air, then that's going to be a problem. But if they can, this might pay off big time.
Cologne's come out in front of Greenman, by the way. With a quick stop, possibly. But yeah, he's in traffic now. But then again, at a track like Rockingham, you're always going to be in traffic, really. So, I don't know how much of that is avoiding. I think we've got more cars down pit road as well. Spurley's down.
Spurley's down.
But Onjack going to continue on another lap, as is most of the field. I think this lead group is just going to try to make it work as long as they can, as 3 wide
Greenman
between Swab, Kitson,
and Fuel. That's Fuel, I think. Ooh.
Oh, and Velasco into the back, and that is terrible news for Greenman and Cologne.
I was just gonna say he was out of gas. He just radioed in he was out of gas.
That might not be terrible news. That might not be, because if they're on the lead lap, which I think Greenman is, if they're on the lead lap, then they'll cycle through to the lead.
We'll wait and see, as big problems for Virago. Kitson out of fuel, and their race for Fleur-de-Lis might be over, and Naziri Muramashko caught up. Wrong place, wrong time. AQRT's poor day continues, as here comes the field, but we should not be seeing the 3 or the 15 down. and really a handful of other cars also did not pit. So I think this running order might get really shuffled.
This is interesting now. This is a good strategical race now. Really exciting.
Is the 14 gonna pull in? What are they saying on the 14 channels, Colin?
The 14 still seems to be okay handling wise. Tires were coming off a little bit, but otherwise
McColton.
Complaints.
Was that a Colin taking 2?
I think that was just
I didn't see that, but I assume so. Yeah, I was over the 14 box.
I think McCullen only took 2 tires. Because that looked way too fast.
I think that was quick. I think that was quick for 2. Dare I say he just took fuel.
Surely he did not.
I'm assuming Cologne's going to cycle out in the lead then, by the way.
Yeah, I believe
That would be a
Hawksworth
horrendous decision if he did.
is a lap down.
Hawksworth will be waived. And Henley might be 3rd.
Justin Henley in 3rd.
This SSR group here, Cameron Brennan's up here as well. And if they're all on the tail end, then they'll just be waved around anyway. So now, if that is the case...
Oh, they are going to get...
Yeah, they're on the tail end.
Oh, Nick Alton is scored as the leader.
That's interesting. Okay, so these guys are going to be waved all the way around. Luna Bennington's up into 3rd. We're going to go to a quick... Oh, and Santiago, this is on pit road.
I noticed this. I think Mackenzie and Santiago might have made a bit of contact coming down pit road, and the 07 has now been delayed severely.
That's a lap down at least. There goes Kitson back out.
And this is a disaster for Santiago's early title hopes, or rather regular season title hopes, but he does have that win, which will do him good for the USARC chase.
Now we're going to take a quick look at what we've just witnessed with Virago Kitson and Zero Mashko. Big accident there for those 2 smaller teams. And then we'll see how this field cycles out for the restart. But you can just see off of turn 4, Virago Kitson all seemed well, and then a tyre goes down. Clearly just incredibly high tyre wear, and Ramashko has to question that a little bit. I mean, he had a lot of time to see that 68, but luckily fair play to Virago Kitson. Hits the brakes and that cart sticks on top of the banking and is safely removed. So really a play for a part-time team. Luckily they've been able to get back into the race, so we'll see what they can salvage here at the Rock.
We are back here at Rockingham, and problems for Bulk Borger. Our cameras missed it, but the 74 out of the race with an engine failure. And Maverick McAlton, the 06 team, took fuel only and will now restart from the lead, but on very, very worn tires. This race is really, I think, down to Jack Bennington and Whitmer and the like, but this 06 could throw a real wrench into this race.
Don't count out Jacques Regel as well, having a very quietly good day. Same for Zachary Delello, but yeah, this 06, I wish the best for Maverick McCartan because he's been having a really good day, but we risk seeing a very hard to watch restart for this 06 here.
And here we go, green flag is out, and yeah, the 06 did not go at all. Here comes Bennington, here comes Jack as well.
Whoa, contact
with a 14.
Oh my god, he's just sinking, and the 08 stuck behind. Well, there's more issues. Someone, I think, Riemann? No. Oh, it's a 79. Holding people up in the back of the pack.
With damage and...
Oh, trouble.
Oh, and we've had problems. Oh, big hit, Brian Grigsby. Kitson also up and over. Morgan piles in late. Vargas as well. Caution back out.
Oh, Grigsby 2 weeks in a row. Christian Vargas.
Greenman's down pit road.
And so is McCulton. They might have just saved themselves.
I think Greenman, I don't know if that's a stop for Greenman. I think he might have a jump violation.
That's Thing, yeah, you might be right. That's Thing guy 3 weeks in a row, by the way, has had an accident. I don't think anyone's pitting.
It wouldn't really make sense to. Owen Proms
41's pitting.
I think he hit the back of someone under caution while we were all stacking up.
Yeah, Greenman's back out, so he's going to be okay. McCulton.
What was that for? We only saw 2, but I believe that was
anything will do. That's actually the best case scenario for Maverick McCulton. Really?
He'll
I
stay
mean,
on the lead lap.
yeah. Everyone else is staying out, so we are going to go straight to a replay of this very vicious accident. It's taken out a number of cars here. We'll be right back.
So you see the field stacking up behind the 06 of Maverick McCulton, and Finn guy goes flying into the 26 at Grigsby and just collects a lot of people there. Hard crashes for Ramashko. Finn guy with a hard hit, 68. Just bad stuff.
Now we're going to take a look at a slow-mo. Grigsby obviously checking up. Finn guy comes in and I think loses it a bit. Wasn't expecting such a big checkup. The two of them go into the wall, and that would have been all well and good if they stayed there. But Grigsby, unfortunately, not able to lock the car down, sliding down the track right into the path of Yuri Mashko. Nothing he could do. Kitson involved with a big hit. Freeman involved, and that sends the 68 up and over. And then Grigsby still sliding down. Morgan involved. And then you'll see the 0 of Vargas getting in. Nicolas Santiago actually did a great job at avoiding this. But that is another round of junked ANCS race cars here at Rockingham. We are back here at Rockingham. We're going to see the green lap 67 of 79, and we've got quite a few cars out after that one. Seth Morgan, along with Virago Kitson, Christian Vargas, Nazir Mashko, Jeffrey Finguy, and Brian Grigsby, with the 41 also significantly delayed of Ricky Freeman Jr. But it's Peter Onjak who has survived every single phase of this race so far, who will get to lead the field to the green, and his old sparring partner, Justin Whitmer, right behind. But it's Luna Bennington in third, trying to break up the party. Won the 8 PS race here yesterday and is trying to pull off the first weekend sweep in USARC history, if it can be done. Pace car is off, and we are ready for a late race restart here at Rockingham. The green flag is out, and Onjak is gone.
Onjak gets a pretty good jump out of the gates and into one. Whitmer not giving up, just giving chase right now.
Bennington didn't look like that she got the best of restarts either. DeLello and Rigel right on the back of the Ford.
Look at the speed difference from when we last had a green flag stretch when those tyres were running down. It's incredible. Mina Truex into the top of the
The 05 running really well, as is Carter Schwab in the 88, running just on the edge of the top 10. Eli Steelwolf is also just on the fringes, which could be another great run for Radval Engineering Motorsports in the ANCS, as Whitmer has gotten onto the back of the 14.
Gell defending from Murder. I think he's going to clear the 01 and have the outside into turn 1. He's going to be okay there.
Oh, and Rigel wants a bit more. He's going to go to the inside of DeLello. 55 got boxed in a bit by Bennington.
No, a 22 has been boxed in slightly, but I think Rigel's going to be able to pull out in front of the 55 into turn 1.
Depends on what the Ford does, because there goes DeLello.
There he goes, Rigel into 4th.
55 lost a ton of momentum as here comes Whitmer, making a peek on the 14, but Onjak closes the door.
These old rivals have been racing each other since the very first ever USARC race.
9 laps to go here from Rockingham, and it is still not clear who's going to win this race.
Whitmer's right there. His car's come alive in this final stint. Ooh, no.
Bobbled there big time through 4, and here comes Luna Bennington. To the inside goes the 4, gonna force the 18 up the track, but that's where the run is good, and Whitmer gonna be able to hold the position. Truex doing battle with DeLello. Mina Truex almost into the back of her teammate, but they will keep it together. Bennington now right on the back of the 18 yet again. Onjak starting to check out. Does anyone have anything left for the 14?
I think Bennington's looking rather desperate here to get past the 18.
I think it's because Whitmer just keeps backing up at turn 4 like a ton. Gets absolutely zero drive off the corner. But he's been able to stay ahead, and that's just building this gap for Peter Onjak. Is now Bennington the one backing up the corner big time?
Yeah, I think he's realising he can't just hunker down in second at this point in a race. It is go time. The gap extending slightly on that lap. Onjak's checking out. Whitmer with another bad 1 and 2. I wonder if he just exhausted his tyres a bit too quickly. So here comes Murdo on Rigel.
22 going to go to the outside. Can he turn defense into attack? Bennington going to be able to block the 22. But Rigel's going to stay up there. Actually, because Murdo won't let him back down. Bennington, though, doing a good job. She got a lot of practice in the APS race holding cars off, so I'm sure she knows what to do. But yeah, that gap for Onjak is extending. And we're really running out of time to see it come back down, as we only have 3 laps to go.
It did just come back down by nearly half a second, though. But Whitmer's just got some horrendous inconsistency issues right now. But that's holding him back. Oh, these guys are close.
Stilello and Truex fighting to be the highest finishing 555 car. And the rights for P7.
That gap's closing.
But 2 to go. Is it closing enough?
Not if you have a turn 1 like that. That was very, very static from Justin Whitmer.
And is that mean that this race is over? Because we'll be seeing the white flag this time. Peter Onjak looking for his first win in the ANCS. He takes the white flag here from Rockingham.
It's all happening right behind them.
It was an absolute dominant performance from Onjak in the GTS race here last season, and it will be Peter Onjak who is going to survive all the phases of this race, and he is going to come off of turn 4, back-to-back wins for Andrade, Ricky Freeman Jr. at Darlington, and Peter Onjak takes it at Rockingham.
Morris was down pit road in the final lap. Very muted final phase of the race, I have to say. I think a lot of drivers there were kind of happy to see the end of that one after that last accident. Got very messy in that middle stage, but yeah, what a performance by Onjak. He just, it's Rockingham and then Pikes Peak as well, where he just knows how to drive in any car you give him at those tracks.
So this will do very good for Onjak's title hopes. He is now a winner this season, which means if he stays in the top 20, he is very much in that wild card conversation for the new USARC chase format. But running through our full results, Onjak gets the win. Whitmer in second, followed by Luna Bennington, Jacques Rigel, Benedict Murdo, Lotus Desperito, Zachary DeLillo, Mina Truex, Bobak Fox, and Roach Rotfield, the top 10. Reese Kupski, Eli Steelwolf, Carter Swab, Blair McKenzie, Alexander Rowe, then Aiden Smith, Riley Spurley-Tube, Luke Evans, Maverick McAlton, and Stephen Colon, the top 20. And then 21st, Cameron Brennan, 22nd, Justin Henley, Chris Martins, Nicholas Santiago, Jet Hawksworth, Anthony Greenman, and Ricky Freeman Jr., and a lap down. And then Grigsby, Finguy, Ramashko, and the rest. Vargas, Kitson, Morgan, Borger, Herman, Akbafayev, Pren, Zeller, Voiles, Sels, and all of them will fail to finish. Same with Orson Billion. So that has been all here from Rockingham. And so our next trip for USARC will be the GTS at South Boston, but for ANCS, it will be our inaugural race at Cape Cod International Raceway, the tricky road course out in the Northeast. So until then, thank you for watching the ANCS, and we'll see you at Cape Cod.